Hey everybody on YouTube, Mr. Funkin' here, and today I'm going to be doing a movie review. It's been a long time since I did movie reviews, come to think of it. But anyways, this time I'm talking about Godzilla vs. Kong. Just came out today. Saw it early in the morning. I was supposed to do a video like this early, but everyone else is doing reviews on it, so I decided to set back a little bit until theirs go, and then I'll do mine right now. Yeah. Movie was great. I loved the movie. The first movie that came out in 2014, it was good, but hardly had any Godzilla in it. It just focused on like the humans more than Godzilla. And then the fighting scenes, they were shot in the dark and you can't really see a damn thing. Kong Skull Island, it was good. It was good. And then Godzilla King of the Monsters, it was also good too. But the same problem with all the muddy rain and stuff in it kept blocking some of the fights in it. So I was skeptical, thinking that they're going to do the same thing with this, but nope. Their fights, the Godzilla and Kong, when they're fighting, it's just during the daytime and the nighttime. And they look crystal clear. Yeah. So we could actually see what they're doing. So they listened back. So, yeah, what's the movie about? Well, at the beginning of the movie, and by the way, there are spoilers in here, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, spoiler. There, I said. Spoiler, 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 spoiler. I said the word spoiler, so there are going to be some spoilers in here. So, the movie starts with Kong walking around this little trapped cage right here. It's like shaped like a little dome. And there's this little girl that he does sign language talking with. And then he's being captured by a group of people. There's like this woman and this team that she has looking after Kong. And then after that, Godzilla pops up out of nowhere and starts wreaking havoc at Hong Kong. There's this one place that he's like wreaking havoc at, and it's called Apex Industries or Apex Enterprises or something like that. And they are working on something, and we'll go later on that until what they're actually building. So Godzilla's going after this one company, Apex Enterprises, and there's this one guy that goes into detail about how this enterprise is and what the other Titans do, and he runs a podcast, and that's where Millie Bobby Brown's character comes in and listens to the podcast, but her dad doesn't believe her. Her dad is also working on the project as well and figure out why Godzilla is attacking people instead of always like this great savior stuff. But now he's turned into like an anti-hero for some reason. So that's what they think about, but in reality, it's something a little different. So Millie Bobby Brown decided to call her friend, which is that one character with the fire powers from Deadpool 2. I'm pretty sure he has a name in there, but I'm just calling him the fire kid from Deadpool 2. And they team up, and along with the guy with the podcast, they meet together, and they're going to start discussing on what's going on with Godzilla. Is someone making him mad, or is he just by himself? So as things start to get together, we get our first fight of the movie, and it's a pretty good one too. It's mostly on the aircraft ships. It's a pretty much what you expect from the trailers and everything, where they fight on the two ships and they fight underwater. So Godzilla is like ramming through ships and then taking down jets. Kong's doing the same thing, but throwing them at Godzilla. Punches Godzilla, slaps Kong. Mayhem is going everywhere. And then they get... Godzilla almost drowns Kong. Takes him feet down the water and almost drowns him. Jeez. So after that, they decided to take a break for that a little bit. And then they reached this one place called Hollow Earth, which is like really deep down in the center. So, Journey to the Center of the Earth kind of reminds me of that, but it's with Godzilla characters in it. So they use these ships, and I do actually have one of the figures that came with one. So this is from like a Playmate set. So they use these type of ships to enter Hollow Earth with, and that's where we discover more mysteries about the kaiju. So it appears that Kong actually belongs there. It's his home. And they found this axe there, which, let me use my Playmates one for it. Yeah, I actually own them, just for the movie. So here's the axe. He finds it there on Hollow Earth, and it has like this little crystal piece right there that lights up, whether it's with Godzilla's atomic breath or it's with whatever is there. And as they were doing that, more monsters start coming in, and as soon as they activate the axe with it, it makes Godzilla go crazy, and he fires his atomic breath straight into the earth, right to where Kong is. And then the two fight in Hong Kong. When was the last time Godzilla ever fought somebody in Hong Kong? All the way back since Godzilla Destroyer. And that was back in 1995. So it's a pretty long time ago. And then, meanwhile, Apex Industries, Millie Bob Brown, the kid from Deadpool, and the podcast guy, they start investigating it, and it turns out that Apex Industries is making a robotic Godzilla. Yeah, I'm doing it off my Xbox. A robotic Godzilla, or we most known as Mechagodzilla. The Mechagodzilla design is pretty cool in this movie. It's a really good design. I'm very glad with what they went with. Definitely a way better design than whatever that Godzilla anime one looked like, because that looked like something straight out of Michael Bay's Transformers. The Ready Player One Godzilla, or Mechagodzilla, it was fine, but I didn't like the roar. The roar on this one is actually fits a little better. There's this one moment where Mechagodzilla slices a skullcrawler in half, Kano style. Yeah, so he grabs the skullcrawler by the arms and fires his red beam at the face, slicing it all the way down into two pieces. Kind of reminds me of something that Kano might do in Mortal Kombat. Not to mention that the final finishing move resembles something straight out of Mortal Kombat. We'll get to that later, but we get our fight scene in Hong Kong, and Godzilla is just tossing Kong all over the place. Kong gets to use his big axe, slams it on Godzilla's head, and that's supposed to like snap Godzilla out of it, because Apex actually made this little alarm trigger that just sets off Godzilla. So, have you ever seen the movie Rampage? I talked about it back in 2018. The movie Rampage, where they had this like tracking device in Chicago that like sends all the monsters in a frenzy. Well, that's exactly what they used to draw Godzilla in, to make him go crazy. But it's already destroyed, and we find out that what we honestly expected, they use one of the Ghidorah heads to power Mechagodzilla. But not like cast the head inside the middle chassis or nothing. No, they actually use the skull as a base, and then they feed tubes into Mechagodzilla, and that's how they powered him. Kind of very differently, because in like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla 2, they make the destroyed Mecha King Ghidorah body into Mechagodzilla. Kind of a different take on it. But still, they follow somewhere down the lines with that. And after that, he starts going crazy, out of control. He's now doing whatever he wants. It's like the guy who's controlling it ends up getting electrocuted because the way you control Mechagodzilla is with your mind. So yeah, it's like a mind control Mechagodzilla. And it becomes too powerful, and it basically electrocutes the guy with it. And Mechagodzilla goes on a rampage, kills the boss of the Apex company, and goes out and faces off against Godzilla and Kong. Godzilla and Kong are fighting. Godzilla's like slashing his chest all up, and then does like this foot on the chest, like twisting it to like make the heart stop. Godzilla basically kicks. Godzilla basically gave Kong a big dose of butt whooping, almost killing him. They had to use these ships as an electrical device to like bring Kong back to life. And after that, Mechagodzilla comes out of nowhere and just tears the shit out of Godzilla. They're both having this beam battle, and then they're slashing each other up. Then Kong comes out of nowhere, jumps on top of the head, fires the beam away from Godzilla, and then the two of them fight together to take down Mechagodzilla. Kong gets his axe, finishes the job up, slicing both arms off, slicing the head, and then ripping it out and holding it on the top, Sub-Zero style. Yeah. Remember Sub-Zero's finishing move in Mortal Kombat, where he rips the opponent's head off and then just holds it up in the air like that with the spinal cord dangling? Well, that's exactly what Kong does to Mechagodzilla. Jesus. As if this movie wasn't already Mortal Kombat enough. So, the battle is over. Godzilla and Kong are, I guess, buds now. They all have their own ways. Godzilla returns to the sea. Kong goes back to Hollow Earth, where it's his new home. And everyone lives happily ever after. I may have cutted a few pieces off of there, but I just gave you a little sampling of what the movie has to offer with a few spoilers here and there. So yeah, that's the story. The special effects are really good. You can really tell that they spent time with the CGI. So what's my final score for the movie? Well, it is good. In fact, I think the movie is better, but I would have liked it to see more. I would have liked to see more of Hollow Earth, like more longer battles and everything else. But for what they showed in the movie, it's passable. It's good entertainment. If you want to see two giant classic monsters battle each other to death, this movie's right up your alley. If you're not looking forward to that, or if you're just an average moviegoer, then yeah, I still recommend the movie. So overall, I'm going to give this movie... I was going to give it a 7, but I actually enjoyed this movie a lot more. So I'm giving this movie an 8 out of 10. It's a fun, fantastic ride with a few hiccups along the way, but you're still going to get some pure entertainment out of this movie. So anyways, that's my review of Kong and Godzilla, or Godzilla versus Kong, I don't know. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, see you in the next video. I'm going to be talking about an update on where have I been for this past month. That's coming up later. And then toy reviews are coming back as well, because I finally got my hands on a Mechagodzilla toy. Yes, those Mechagodzilla toys, whether it's the small or large one, they are hard to find. Probably even way harder than getting a PlayStation 5. That's how hard they are. Anyways, that review's coming soon. As always, stay tuned.